is me. I am, in fact, Danny Bonaduce, life coach. You should call me up right now at 1-800-252-1025. You know why you should call me? Because I love you and I care about you. And I'm not kidding.
And you can help.
And I can help. I've been through it all, man, whatever you're up to. We also take your emails at lifecoach@KZOK.com. Life Coach brought to you by Goldberg Jones, Divorcer Men. Call 1-800-DIVORCE. It looks like we are going to start with an email today.
We will start with an email. You can email 24/7, by the way. It's lifecoach@KZOK.com. And when you email or you call 800-252-1025, you can be anonymous. You can change your name. It does not matter. You can lie. We've got an email from Danielle in Seattle who writes, I have what I consider very pretty, straight, blonde hair. I get complimented on my hair on a regular basis, but the guy I've been dating for the past 3 months keeps encouraging me to change my hair. I've seen pictures of his last couple girlfriends, and their hair is nothing like mine. If I may say so, their hair isn't as pretty as mine.
You may say so, by the way. You're allowed to know something about you is very pretty.
I would rather he take me as I am instead of coloring or curling or cutting my hair, but he keeps bringing it up. Is this a deal breaker?
Yeah, it is. It absolutely is. He's trying to change. You know, if he wanted you to do, and because Amy's doing, my wife is doing this right now, Danielle. She went to the hair store, whatever it is, and it's got a crazy name. It's like Habitude for Habitude or something. It's a crazy hair salon name. But anyway, she came home and she had one of those things called an ombre. That's a real thing where the top of her head is one color, and as it goes back down to the bottom, it's a completely other, like, different red. And when she got home, I loved it. And she said, what do you love so much about it? I said, it's just different. It's fun. Shake it up. Be fun. If you want to do that, Danielle, have at it. But if somebody wants to change you, especially because you have the pictures of his ex-girlfriend, if he's trying to, like, I saw a bad Twilight Zone about that where a girl went through plastic surgery to look more like his ex's high school sweetheart. This is craziness. You should never tolerate it. Like I said in the setup, you're allowed to know that something about you is very pretty without being an egomaniac. Right? I'm sure your hair is absolutely lovely. So here's what I'm saying. If you want to change it, you can get it back to what it is. If you want to change it and shake it up, you go right ahead. That sounds like a lot of fun. But if somebody wants to change something about you, especially something you are so fond of, you need to shake that guy off right now.
If you've got a question for the Life Coach, 800-252-1025. Call that number now. Pam in Marysville, you're on with Danny Bonaduce, Life Coach.
Hey, Pam.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm incredibly well. How are you?
I'm doing fine.
What's up?
I did have a question. My
Shoot.
little sister OD'd. I was on life support here a couple of weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And we have been trying to get her into rehab, along with her boyfriend was supposedly going to help her. Well, he's backstepped now.
Okay, by the way, just let me tell you what they're going to tell you in rehab. He needs to go. Absolutely long gone. Here are the rules in rehab. You don't want to be in your first full year of sobriety. And this is like a rehab thing. It's not me saying this. Like, I think this would be best. It's in the tenets of AA and NA and things like that, that your first year of sobriety, you need to focus on you, and she should be in absolutely no relationship. Now, having said that, a relationship with a cat who gets high with her, he needs to go.
I think get high with her.
Yeah, he needs to go.
Pam, did you say he does or does not get high with her?
He does not.
Oh, he does not. I'm sorry. I assumed that he did.
Okay.
But still, you know what? He should be working with you to get her into rehab. Can't you 5150 her because she OD'd and is on life support? And for those of you that don't know what 5150 is, you get a 72-hour, although it can be much longer than that. We know about it with Amanda Bynes. Is always getting these things because she's a danger to herself or others. Clearly, your sister is a danger to herself. Can't you get her committed to a hospital stay?
Unfortunately, they were going to do that. See, I'm here in Marysville, and she's across the mountain. So when she got out of the hospital, I brought her to my house, and everything was going really good, and we were going to do what we needed to do. Well, all of a sudden, they backpedal, and she needs to come home.
Now, you keep saying they backpedal, but the boyfriend didn't do anything, right?
He made her come home.
He made her come home from rehab?
No, from my house. We hadn't yet got her into rehab. She got out of the hospital, came to my house. We were working on rehab.
All right. Well, here's what
Why wouldn't the boyfriend want her to go to rehab?
Because he'll miss her for whatever reason. Just because he's not getting high with her doesn't mean he's not completely codependent. And when she's out of the house, he just has no idea what to do with his time. So he needs his little girl home. So I would suggest that you're going, because all I can tell you is how do you get your sister into rehab is that, you sit there and you do one of those interventions you've seen on TV. Those do not always work. I think you stay real close to her physical health and see eventually if you can't 5150 her and get her into a hospital. And here's what I'm getting. Against her will. I think that's the best possibility that you were going to get is if you find a way to 5150 her. And unfortunately, that's going to be because she's a danger to herself or others. And if she's a danger to herself, you can get her into a hospital. And then it's going to be up to a judge to how long can he keep her in there. And the answer is going to be all around her health. But you'll get 72 hours. And sometimes 72 hours of sobriety is enough.
Good luck. William in Tacoma, you're the next caller on Danny Bonaduce, Life Coach.
Hi, William in Tacoma.
Yeah, is that you, Danny?
That is me.
All right, my man. I've been following you for about 30 years.
I thought I saw someone behind me.
Look, Danny, I got a serious problem. My godson was taken by CPS on false allegations.
Okay, first of all, you need to know that Child Protective Services, they took William's godson. And just for the people listening, and part of William's problem, I am positive of this, is, oh man, somebody said you were beating your kid or giving your kid drugs or selling your kid to cats or whatever the hell you were saying. 90% of the time somebody takes your kids or somebody else away to CPS, it's a false allegation. Maybe 90% basically strong, but for sure 75% it's false. So there's a 75% chance, and I'm going to go 100 because William called me and I like him. There's a 75% chance William did absolutely nothing wrong. So this is just probably, I'm going to go with an angry neighbor or a relative. So who turned you into CPS?
Angry neighbor.
Boom! Bonaduce, you're like a god.
Angry neighbor drug addict.
Right?
Yeah. But CPS lied. They said they did a walkthrough through my house and found all kinds of drug paraphernalia.
Yeah.
They never entered my house.
Okay.
I will not allow drug paraphernalia in my house for the main reason that the boy is 8 years old, and number one, I'm not a drug addict, and number two, I'm trying to bring the boy up right.
All right. So what is your question to me, William?
What do I do?
You hang in. This is an easy one, believe it or not. Because the ramifications are so severe, it sounds like everything about this has got to be hard and scary, and it is scary. I'm sure you love the boy, and apparently you have customers. But here's the thing. CPS, not in the business of housing kids. Give him a couple minutes, 72 hours, mate. Your kid gets expensive. He needs some meals. He needs some schooling. He needs rides to and from places. If they don't take you to court in a second, and they're not going to, because all they can do, if they said they lied, but say they're telling the truth. Did they package the drug paraphernalia and bring it back to the CPS headquarters? They've got absolutely nothing. Your kid's going to get some crappy county food for a couple of days, and then they're going to bring him back, and they won't say they're sorry, but they'll be sorry because they want no part of this. You have to be so sure when you take a kid away from a loving adult, they're going to bring your kid back, because believe me, to and from school 3 days in a row, they're kicking your kid loose. So just the answer is to hang in, William. It's all going to be fine.
We've got time for
it
another.
Just sounds so scary. They took my kid, and it is scary. They did,
Sure.
But he's sitting there playing video games and stuff right now, and they're waiting. Nice enough kid, but we need to get rid of him. It's costing me money.
We've got time for another caller on Danny Bonaduce, Life Coach. Here is Steve in Seattle.
Hiya, Steve in Seattle.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good, buddy. How are you?
Well, here's my question. Okay, so I've called in before, and I have a wife who has some medical conditions,
right?
And no sex for a couple of years, and that has transpired into now. I feel that we just don't have a connection anymore at all.
Yeah, my ex-wife, the no sex for a year. My wife had that. My ex-wife had that exact same medical condition. It was called "I hate you" itis.
Well, this isn't like that. My wife's got some really bad things. She's got fibromyalgia. She's got lupus.
Okay, that's good enough. Lupus and fibromyalgia, that's enough for me. I'm good. So what is your question?
My question is, do I stay or go? Because I feel like I'm also losing out. But then again, I feel like I'm a jerk by feeling this way. You see what I'm saying?
We did this thing on the radio just because I had nothing better to talk about 10 years ago. And it was something like either your wife had cancer, she's in a fire or something like that. And everything about her sucks now. She's a different person. She can't get up. She can't play. But she's got this terrible disease. What are you going to do? And a lot of people in the room said, we got to stand by their side. I disagree completely, man. It's your life too. Yet you're going to be the jerk. You're going to be the guy that left the chick with lupus. Absolutely. But at the end of the day, you got to cut bait and go, man. And you are allowed to have your happiness. You need to be as kind as you can be to this woman. It sounds like she didn't do anything wrong to you. But I don't think it's the rule is, well, you have to stay to be a decent guy. No, you can go and you're a jerk for a couple of years and your family's going to hate you and her family's going to hate you. Then everybody's going to come around and go, wow, he's a lot happier. And there's not two really sad people in the world anymore. He's doing really well. So you have my permission to leave your wife who's sick, man. I know it sounds like a drag, but my vote is go, buddy.
Well, and sometimes that's all people need is for somebody to say,
go ahead, it's okay with me.
To do that. Yep. This is Danny Bonaduce, life coach, and the next caller is Jennifer in Seattle.
Hiya, Jennifer.
Hi.
Hi.
I had a question. It was about quite a few years ago now, longer than I'd like to know about. My son was kidnapped by my first husband.
Yeah. Was that his son as well?
I'm sorry?
Your son was kidnapped by your husband. Was it also his son?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. He had a girlfriend, and she did false allegations at CPS, like you guys were just talking about.
It happens all the time. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, and watch it. Your kids getting taken away by CPS. Where there's smoke, there's fire sometimes. But 75% of those allegations are false, and they're against fine people.
Yeah, it's all bad. The problem is that they have told my son so many negative things about me that he won't talk to me, and he's 19. And okay. I don't know how to get to him. All
right. At this point, Jennifer, God, you sound so sweet, man. At this point, he's a grown man, and at a point, eventually you have to go. Somebody told you lies about mommy, and you're not willing to pick up the phone and check that out. I'm not sure how my eldest son. He's 13 years old. I'm not sure what goes on in that house when we talk about daddy. That can sway a lot of ways, but eventually, sweetheart, he's got to man up and call mommy and check this out. In the meantime, as long as you can stay a little happier than you sound right now, I don't see any reason to stop trying to get a hold of him. Do you try and get a hold of your son and tell him what's what?
I spoke to him for the first time since he was 6 about 2 weeks ago. And,
since he was 6 and he's 19?
Yeah, and he didn't want to have anything to do with me.
But you did speak to him?
On Facebook for about 5 minutes.
And he said, I don't want to talk to you. I know that you did this to daddy and this, and you stole, and you're a junkie, and you fly a helicopter, whatever the hell else this guy's going to say.
Because he has 2 brothers, and I have his youngest brother with me, and he just basically told his brother that he wants to have a relationship with him sometime, but not ever with me.
Okay, you know what? The doors are all opening right now during this phone call. It started out the saddest thing I ever heard. And since I've been on the phone with you, he talked to you for 5 minutes. Even though he said he doesn't love you, he still talked to you for the first time since he was 6, and he's 19 now. He wants to have a relationship with your son who lives with you and likes you very much and is going to say nice things. I promise you, although there's no cost to me if I'm wrong, so I'm just saying that because I'm full of bluster. But I give this a year. I give this a year till you're talking to your son. And I'm pretty damn sure of that. And by the way, I keep a little record of how often I'm right. And let me look at that right now. Yeah, it's 100% of the time I am right. I promise you, Jennifer, you're going to be talking to your kid with some civility in a year and a full-on relationship with him in 3 years. Hang in. I appreciate that phone call, and I hope everything works out for you. That's all the time we have now for Danny Bonaduce, Life Coach. Life Coach brought to you by Goldberg Jones, Divorce for Men. Call 1-800-DIVORCE.